Hello everyone, welcome to Skyrim Mod Tutorials. This is my first mod tutorial, and the first mod tutorial we're going to be doing is how to add your own shouts. Now this is quite an arduous process, but once you get the hang of it, it's pretty easy. It takes a bit of a long time, but it's pretty easy, and especially if you want to see your own shouts in the own game. So today's shouts, we're going to be replacing the dragon shouts with a Duke Nukem quote. So how to do that first is you have to be prepared. So what you have to do is you have to download Fallout Mod Manager. It should be here. There it is. Fallout Mod Manager. There it is. So you want to go to BSA browser. Now you may be asking why download Fallout Mod Manager for Skyrim? Well, both use the same package file, so you want to use this Fallout Mod Manager to open a Skyrim package file. So you go to Game Selection, Fallout New Vegas, doesn't really necessarily matter. Open Fallout New Vegas. You don't go to Fallout New Vegas. You go to what the hell is going on? You go to Computer. You go to C. You go to Program Files x86. You go to Steam. If you're using Steam, I don't really know. Otherwise, if you're using something else, couldn't tell you. But I assume it's the same folder. You go to Skyrim. If you end up with the Skyrim folder, you go to Data. You go to the BSA files here. They're identifiable with an icon. You go to Voices. And it takes a while to open. Okay, good. So what we're going to do is search the shout files. So if we're going to convert, we're going to use the average male voices for Duke Nukem quotes. So what you want to do, you can use female voices, you can use Argonians or Khajiit shouts, but to find the shout, you just type in shout. There we go. So you've got the special characters like special unique hack-on or things like that. It's on a file, so you want to go to male even tone, but there's female even tone above if you want to convert a female or Khajiit or Argonian below. So go to male even toned, scroll down, select all of them, extract, go to desktop, create a new folder. Let's call. I've already done something before, so we're going to call it male even toned shouts 1. Okay, so extracted there, takes a while to extract, good, we've done that. So, to change the files we have to be prepared, so what we want to do is go to Google, we want to go to Skyrim Nexus, go to Voice File Extractor, go to that, and you just want to go to this because you want to follow the link it takes to download the DirectX files you want to convert. So you want to download this too. So what you do is, before you download Fuse Extractor, you want to go to DirectX. You want to download this version of Microsoft DirectX. If you haven't, or you probably not, you just want to do this. So you do that, press Enter. Here's this DirectX software development kit. It was published in 2009. You can use a more recent one, but there's problems with that one, and it might not work for Skyrim. So this is probably the best version I use. It's DirectX software development kit 2009. So you download that, continue. I have one I did way earlier. So you want to go to that. You want to go to C, Program Files, Microsoft DirectX March 2009, Utilities, bin, x86, and hold that open. Okay, so here's a few I've done earlier. Let's just clear that up. Okay, so you want to pan that to your side. Cool. So once you've done that and you've downloaded things like that, you want to download Fuse Extractor. So you go in here, you open that. And basically, Fuse Extractor is basically to extract a package files, and there is a piece of software in DirectX which allows you to change a WAV file being your quote or things you want to replace, into XML files, which is what the package file recognizes, and therefore what the game recognizes, and it should be around about here. There we go. So here's Fuse Extractor now. You want to copy that into here. From replace. You want to do that because you're going to do a lot of work in command prompt later, and it's better to be in the directory working with the files. So if that's done, good. We're going to use do the fun part, find our quote. So the quote I've picked is Duke Nukem Forever one. This one. 143. You want to remember the time it's playing as well. So
King baby, come get.
Hail to the King, baby. That's what I picked.
King baby. I hail to the king, baby.
Cool, that's what I picked, and I downloaded the file as well. So what you want to do is to separate that as you go into Audacity. You download Audacity, by the way. You open that file. Oh, but first when you've downloaded it, it comes as an MP3, and Audacity can only trim waves. So what you want to do is you want to convert. You want to download that. You can download in YouTubeMP3.org. So just remember that file, YouTubeMP3.org. You can convert the YouTube video into an MP3. You want to download the MP3 first, and then you want to go to media.io to convert the file MP3 into a wave. So let's do that. Duke Nukem Catchphrases and Flays MP3. Open. Convert. Files you've downloaded already, download again. So okay, that's downloading, but here's one I did earlier. So the file's already really ready. So what I do is open, go to Duke Nukem Forever Catchphrases. It's a wave, excellent. Couldn't open file. Just go to Duke Nukem wave catch, and just do this with any file really. Make a copy. You want to make a copy. Any YouTube MP3. If you found a quote file on YouTube with MP3s and quotes, you just do this. So remember, we remembered our time. It was 1 minute 42 seconds and 44,500. Pretty specific, but I remember I did this before. It was fun.
Hail to the king, baby.
Awesome. So we're going to do that is we're going to trim that, and we're going to export it. So we're going to export it into Duke files, which you want to make it a separate voice file on your desktop just to make things a little cleaner. So we're going to call that DR1A. Now it's probably time for me to explain how the structure of shouts work. So what we're going to do is, I'll tell you, I've got the wee shout things here. So we're going to tell you how it works. Basically, it comes in 4 files, not one shout file, but 4 files, 4 different wave files to structure a shout, and it's not exactly, 1, 2, or 3. So it's not like you get a word of power and you do 1. So, and it's not like you get a word of power and you do 2, and it's not like 3. So it's not fos ro, and it's not fos ro da. It's it doesn't really work that way. When you run the first word of power, you get the wave file 1A, which will be fos, and once you get the second one, it would be fos, but it would be different from 1A. It would be 1B and 2, so it would be fos ro. And then you get the third word of power, which would be 1B, and be fos ro da. So it would be the first 1B, but then plus 3. So to give you an example, here is we'll go down to Unrelenting Force, and these are basically the files associated with the shout. So we're going to go to Unrelenting Force, and basically, so you get 1A, and this will be fos, and 1B will be fos, and then 2 will be ro, and then 3 will be ro da, and then B will be basically, B would relate to fos ro, fos ro, fos ro, fos ro for these two, and then 1B will be fos, and then 3 will be ro da, and that's how it works. So you want to sort of edit your file that way. So we're just doing, you might want to, you might consider using 2 quotes for a shout, for example, for the first word of power. Since it's its own quote, you can use its own quote as something more innocuous than the second or third quote. But for the second, you just want to use a complete one, as it were. And for example, in a Duke shout, it would be like "come get some" would be the first word of power, and the second word of power would be "hail to the king," and then the third word of power would be "hail to the king, baby," as you know what I mean. So that's 1A, so it's basically I've used hail to the king for the first word of power, and to convert this otherwise you want to go to 3, you want to split it in 2, and then play.
baby,
Yeah, so we'll just call that, we'll trim that, and we'll make that the endpoint. So we'll just export that as DR2. This is Dragon Rend, by the way. Export that as DR3. Okay, and we'll just go to, we'll make that 42 and 43. Oh no, you want to undo first. So I've already done this like 12 times.
hail to the king,
So yeah, we're going to trim that. We're going to trim that.
hail to the king,
I'm going to export that as DR1B as a sort of first part of our second and third shouts. So DR1B, cool, that's that saved. Don't have to bother with Audacity any longer. Nope. We've got our wave file. So we're going to go to our Duke Voices. We're going to work on that. We're going to copy the files in here. Oh my god. Yep, that's the files copied. And now we're going to convert them into a file system the game understands. We're going to first convert them into one part of the package file called the XWM. We won't be doing lib files today, but it doesn't really matter if you just want to hear the shout. So we're going to go to XWMA encode. Oh, it doesn't open. When you click on XWMA encode, it won't open. So what we have to do is go to command prompt to activate the file. So usually if you have command prompt, it will probably open in the file of your user data. To go back to C, for example, we go to C, CD, C, colon / okay, and then to get to this directory here in program files. In my case, I've got a 64-bit computer, so it's program files, open bracket, x86, close bracket, Microsoft DirectX SDK, March 2009, blah 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 blah. As you can see here, blah 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 blah. So type cd program files x86 and Microsoft DirectX SDK March 2009. Remember to put CD before that, unlike me. And CD utilities, CD bin, CD x86. Okay, now we're in the directory now, so we're going to start converting our files. So this is for Dragon Rend, where Duke would shout, "Hail to the king, baby," to a dragon to bring it down, and I figured that would be quite appropriate. So we're going to convert XWMA encode to activate this file, the converter, and we're going to go dr1a.wave, dr1a.xwm. The reason why we do this is you write the wave first, and then put a space, and then dr1a.xwm, or whatever you want the name to XWM to be. I recommend it be the name of your wave file, just so you can remember the certain file. You want to keep that name of the file in your mind to convert to the confusing shout file a little later. So just do that first. It's converted. You want to go up to remember, so you don't have to type it all again, and then b.wave, then dr1b.xwm. As you see, there's a file up there. There's two new files up here. So, and then XWMA, okay, let's do that again. Oops, yeah, Mongo, dr2.wave, dr2 XWM, and then dr3 wave, dr2 3 XWM. Don't get mixed up. And there we are. We have our 4 shout files ready to go in. So we want to use our fuzz extractor. But first, we have to find out what is the name of our shouts we want to convert. So we want to convert Dragon Rend, and here it is here. So I'll probably put a file to download in the bar below so you can use the shout references. So here is Dragon Rend. You want to highlight it because your eyes will just compile all these together and you'll inevitably get the wrong shout. So you want to highlight that. So here they are here. We've copied them in here, I think we have. Nope, we have not. So you want to go to the file you extracted earlier and go to male even tone shout 1 sound voice Skyrim ESM.male even tone. Now I've heard problems from people that have managed to do the above, can put the fuzz extractor, convert the wave files and stuff like that, but they still haven't heard the shouts in the game, and that can frustrate people. The reason why I think it might be is that people think it's sound, voice, and then male even tone. Skyrim.esm comes before male even tone. ESMs are basically master files which signify the main game, and people may do an ESM for a DLC or a mod or stuff like that to separate their voice files and make it a little separate them from the main game so they can be used in their own directory, as it were. This is taken a little bit further. Usually it would be sound, voice, male, even tone, but this time it puts it under the directory, parent directory of Skyrim.esm. So remember that next time if you've got all the above sorted out. So we want to find the Dragon Rend. So we just type what is it? Voice powered shout. Let's just 1B. Wait, that didn't work. No, we just have to do an arduous search for the files here. So we've got Dragon Rend. It's basically distinguishable, so we want it for our 1A file first. So we're going to go find 68816. This is fun. Okay, we found it immediately. Just copy it to your x86 folder. Now you're thinking, it's getting a bit of a mess. To distinguish, if you want to distinguish what file's been changed and what's not, to replace it, to put in your Skyrim folder, you type date modified, as we can see here. As we can see, it's our XWM files that we have modified, and that way you can distinguish which is what. And here is the foods file. So we're going to put the next foods file in. So we're just going to type name, and we're going to find the 1B one. So it will be 68381A1. There we go. And then we're going to find the 2 file. That will be 684EE1. There we go. Oh my god, this is not. Oh my god. Remember not to put the fucking file on top of the DirectX bomb field. Try and copy it into an empty space if you can. I have not worked that out yet. It's probably, pretty obvious, but okay. Let's just check if we have our foods files. We've got the last one, 501, Dragon Rend. Here we go, and let's just check our date modified, and we've got our files here. I hope I did not change that. Please God, tell me I didn't change that. Okay. Right. Okay. I think that's gonna work. He says suspiciously. Okay, we've got all our files basically in the folder. All we need to do is go to our command prompt and start editing everything. So we're going to put our XWM files in the package files, and then we're going to later copy the foods files into a shout folder, and then put the shout folder into our Skyrim folder, and hopefully we're going to play a game. So we're going to go to foods extractor. Remember to download the foods extractor, and we're going to type that in and just to show you the functions it does. If we want to extract from a foods file, if you feel so inclined and want to listen to the game, you type foods extractor E on the foods file, and that likely one of these, and it will take the files out in an XWM and a lib file. If you want to create one, you type foods extractor C foods file and lib file, and the name of the file you want to create, the lib file, and the XWM file, and you'll have a whole new sound file you can possibly use in the Creative Workshop, or if it's called the Creative Kit. And you want to insert something like an XWM file or a lib file, you type foods extractor C, it's basically creating a new one, the actual foods extractor file, and the XWM file. If you just create with an XWM file into a new one, it will have no lib and it won't work. So what we're going to do is type foods extractor C. Let's do our first one first. Let's just type. Well, we don't really need to use that. We can use our reference. You don't really need to look at the folder. It might be confusing if you're just like looking at that BT text, but really, if we know our files in it, we can just look at our reference points. So we're going to voice powers shout 01A 000 688 161 foos, and let's put our XWM file in it. So what was the last one? dr1a.xwm. Hail to the king, baby. So that's done. It's in. We go, and we're going to do the next shout. That is 1B. Bloody hell. 000 6838 A _1 foos, dr1b xwm. Done. I'm going to delete that, and just press up if you want to, so it spares you typing it all again. 000 684 EE1 fooz dr2xwm. As I said, we've made the xwm files. They're all in the directory. Because they're in the directory, it allows the DOS files, XWA encode, and fooz extractor to refer to them and convert them. So while it may look like a mess in Windows, for DOS it's very clean, and probably you need to work in this folder. So, okay, just do the last one. Shout 00068 1 fooz dr free xwm. Done. Okay, so I think that's just converted into fooz files. So we've got the fooz files ready. Let's check that date modified. Yep. Okay, so just that's basically a confirmation. So if you want confirmation that your fooz files have been modified, just move it there. Just move that there. Move that down. Okay, you can't move that. So that's you want confirmation that should be, you just type and then they'll appear at the top of the screen. So what we want to do is put them in our Skyrim folder. So we go to our temporary folder, mail, even, shouts, 1, sound, voice, Skyrim ESM, mail, tone, voice powers, and copy them in there. Take them out so we can copy them back in. So we go back to the parent folder of sound, copy sound, we copy sound, if you saw that. We go to Skyrim, we open up Skyrim, here, Skyrim, data, sound, we're in sound basically. So we just copy into the folder, paste, yes, yes, copy and replace, 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 just do the whole thing. That's 76. So copy and replace. Cool. So that's them all replaced, back to normal. Okay, let's see how our shouts play in the game.
Hail to the king, baby. Hail to the king, baby. Hail to the king, baby.